Hey, what's up, you guys? Johnny Bean here. This is Exclusively Van Halen, the online show and podcast. Brand new interview from Alex Van Halen from The Guardian today, and we will talk about that. And actually, you guys, just now, the Alex Van Halen account on Instagram just released another clip, I'm assuming, from the new song, from Unfinished. Literally just dropped a minute ago. Probably shouldn't play it on here, but yeah, it has like new parts of the new song. There's like soloing and stuff right there. See, brand new clip from. I'm assuming it's Unfinished. This just dropped, just now, literally. It only has 16 likes on it, so there you go. I was the second person to leave a comment on here. That's pretty cool. Anyway, you guys. Welcome. My name is Johnny Bean. Yeah, I'm right there. There we are. 2 minutes ago. Have a great time today at Barnes & Noble, and can't wait to see you at the event in Los Angeles on Thursday. You guys, let's talk about that, and we'll talk about all this stuff. Let's do this. Let's do this, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're brand new here. Hey, I talk guitars. I talk music news. If you like your Van Halen, this is definitely the place you want to be. So make sure to smash that subscribe, smash that thumbs up. And, yeah. By the way, if you're just tuning in on replay, there's a timestamp down below when I get to the article. All right, let's do this, you guys. Here we go.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching Exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Bean TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Hey, welcome, you guys. Johnny Bean here. Again, this is Exclusively Van Halen, the Van Halen Show on YouTube. Actually, it says right there. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on what used to be called Twitter. It's now called X. And we're going to be reading from a brand new interview that just dropped this morning, a couple hours ago. It's from The Guardian. And actually, Alex Van Halen, right now, he is actually signing at Barnes & Noble in New York, actually, right now on 5th Avenue. That's happening at noon Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. So the lines are, people are starting to file into Barnes & Noble for the signing. So if you're there, if you're watching this on replay, if you were there, drop a comment below. Let us know what it was like. I've seen some photos online of people in line at the event. Let's see if we can find like maybe one to show you guys. I think our friend Greg Renoff, I think, posted one. Yeah, somebody on let's see, Freakstick13 on X had posted one photo there. So there's some people in line in New York right there. They're gonna get to talk to Alex Van Halen. Probably say a quick hello is what I would think. Normally these signings at these bookstores, they last probably 2 to 3 hours. I would assume, and he'll probably just be signing the book. You know, I don't think he'll be speaking. But the event I'm going to on Thursday, October 24th, 8 p.m. Pacific, I assume. Live Talks Los Angeles. Alex will definitely be speaking. Although I don't think he'll be signing. I think the books that we get will already be pre-signed. So I don't think we'll get a chance to see Alex, to talk. Well, we'll see him. I don't think we'll get a chance to talk to him. But so it'll kind of be the opposite of what's going on today in New York and tomorrow in New Jersey, I believe, is the next signing. I think they're just signings. Well, it says signing, yeah. So, but hey, if you're going or if you were there, let us know in the comments, down below how it was. I'm sure we will see more footage from the event on social media, and we'll cover, tomorrow. I mean, Tuesday, I do a show. Well, this is turning into a daily show now. Exclusively Van Halen. I know it says weekly show, but hey, if there's breaking news, I'm in a brand new studio. So if there's breaking news, I'll bring you the stuff instantly. Here we are. I mean, that's why we're talking right now. So let's see if we can do this, you guys. First of all, let's say hello to some people here real quick. Actually, what we need to do is we need to say hello to the top tier of channel members here on the Johnny Bean YouTube station. Channel memberships are a way you can help support the channel and support these shows. And the top tier are the executive producers, and they get their names read at the top of every talk show. They're currently CC, Bay Area Rich, Majestic PB and J Cat, Music Therapy Laz, Michael B, Sherman Callahan, Nova 9, Warlag, Arhabs, and Janice Lala, the intern. Thank you so much, you guys, for your continued support for this channel and these shows. I love doing this stuff. I mean, I love talking rock music. I love talking music in general. I love talking guitars. And, of course, I do love Van Halen. So when it comes to Van Halen, I do know, I do know, a little bit about the subject. I pretty much grew up being a Van Halen just collector and read everything, So I do love this stuff. So that's why we do this here. But let's say hello to some people in the live chat. So we got, is it Igor? Says hello. Hey, man. Janice Lala, the intern. Hey, good to see you. Channel member. Bay Area Rich, channel member. Great to see you. Charles, we got all channel members here. Charles Kelly, channel member. It's great to see you guys. Jeff T, there you guys are. I see you guys. Right on, dudes. Right on. Hey, what's up, Ricky? What's up? Hey, Colt, 5150. Hey now. Welcome. All right, let's jump over. Let's read the article, The Guardian. I already scanned through it. I did see some. It did look like there was some more stuff in there. So a lot of these interviews that we've been reading this week, they've all had, slightly different things in them, which is good. So The Guardian. Here we are. And we're there. Okay. All right. Smash that thumbs up, you guys. Smash that subscribe button. Yeah. Okay. The Guardian interview. Alex Van Halen on his brother Eddie. I'm not done dealing with this yet. This is from by Jim Farber. In the new book, Brothers, the drummer writes candidly about his life in the spotlight alongside his late sibling and their many highs and lows. And there's the recent publicity photo for Alex right there. Ed was an angel in human form, Alex Van Halen said. For the last few years, Alex Van Halen has been busy writing a book about his beloved brother Eddie, with the sincere goal of capturing their sibling spirit, purging in his own sorrow, and moving on. It hasn't quite worked out that way. I'm not done dealing with this yet, he said. In fact, I'll probably be dealing with it until my dying day. In the meantime, he has been processing his grief in part by talking to his departed brother from time to time, by talking to his departed brother from time to time, including several instances during this very interview. Periodically, in our 1-hour talk, the 71-year-old drummer addressed his late brother directly at times, to praise on him, at others to curse him to the sky for the self-destructive behavior he believes had a hand in his demise. This is probably a spiritually physically wrong thing to say. He said intensely, but had Ed listened to our dad, he'd still be here. Instead, he did everything he could to fuck that up. The lessons Alex alludes to from their dad had much to do with the importance of hard work, the urgency of appreciating life, and the necessity of sitting gracefully with the treasures of your talent. Because Alex feels that in the end, his brother couldn't live up to the last of those goals. He includes passages in his book where he titled Brothers, where he angrily confronts his siblings' spirit with questions such as, do you know how lucky we are? Do you know how fortunate you were to be born with a talent? Maybe you never believed you were worthy of your gift, and that's why you were so self-destructive, he wrote. You want to destroy the thing that's the most precious to you, so you can stop holding on to it for dear life. Very, this is very interesting stuff, you guys. Hey, Lynn. Hey, good to see you. Great talking to you recently. Lynn Marie on Facebook. Ricky says, going to get breakfast. I'll be back. Right on. I'm actually starving. Hopefully you guys don't hear my stomach growling. I haven't even had my Starbucks yet today. Cheryl Smith on Facebook. Hey, welcome. So if you guys are just tuning in live, we're reading from the Guardian interview that was just posted today. And we're actually we're waiting to hear back from friends, that are at the signing in New York right now. Alex is doing the first of 3 events this week, signing at Barnes & Noble, 5th Avenue, right now. Doors just opened literally 11 minutes ago. So any updates on that, any photos, we'll be bringing you guys. I'll be posting stuff. You guys know I run one of the larger Van Halen groups on Facebook called Exclusively Van Halen. And I posted in there, hey, if anybody, in the group here is going, drop, some photos below. Let us know how it was. So we're looking forward to that. Let's see. Okay, I think we read some of that. Such passages make Brothers both a highly emotional read and a rich physiological portrait of a family dynamic that in many ways defined the lives of both sons. To wit, during the interview, Alex mentioned his father nearly a dozen times. We owe everything to him, he said. He was the icon and the one who we respected. As many of you guys know, their father was a musician. He played, I think he played different instruments. He played clarinet. He played clarinet on the Van Halen song Big Bad Bill off the Diver Down album. So you can hear him performing with his sons. So that's a really cool. It's a really cool thing. Let's see. He was also the one they feared, as well as the one whose own his own issues with alcohol informed their own. Small wonder. Brothers winds up telling a far more complex story than its author may have intended. At once, it's a story about the power of love and the mysteries of genius via Eddie's shifting approach to the guitar and the role of the immigrant in America with all of its related issues of race and class. At the same time, it's an age-old story of rock and roll excess told with the humor you'd expect from a band that often served. They were a party band. You guys. You guys know Van Halen in the day. Back in the day, they were a party band. The David Lee Roth years. And by the way, this book, the book Brothers, the book ends in 1985, or at least after David Lee Roth leaves the band. That's pretty much where the book ends. Could there be a follow-up to that? Could be. I mean, it kind of sounds like, I mean, this is just, it's only been a week since these interviews have been dropping. So it kind of, from what we're seeing, it kind of sounds like there's not going to be any mention of the Sammy Hagar years. Definitely in this book, brothers. There's no going to be any mention of the Hagar years at all. But as far as a continuation of the book, could there be? Could be. We'll wait and see. Okay, from the start, the Van Halen brothers, they were basically they all they had was each other. They came from another country. They didn't speak English. They were outsiders. So let's see. Where are we? They found a way into the culture so deep that it made one of the most globally successful rock groups of all time. Their parents were outsiders as well, living between cultures. Their father, a Dutch jazz musician, met their mother, who was Indonesian, in her country and married there. Facing prejudice for their interracial marriage, they chose to raise their family in Holland, but later immigrated to seek the American dream. Because basically, in interviews, Eddie would say, hey, we had family in America, and they would write letters and say, hey, it's great here. You should move out here. And so that's what the Van Halens basically did. So, I mean, we'll kind of scan through this. I know it's a lot of reading. Let's see. Okay, yeah, they went to Los Angeles. At the time, Alex was 8 years old. Ed was 6. Neither spoke a word of English. But they went to school, and every time we were tested for anything, the low score was always language, Alex says. Ed took it to heart, believing he was unintelligent, according to Alex. Ed took everything to heart, internalizing any negative feedback, either within the family or outside of it, while his older brother let everything roll off his back. Though they were biracial kids, Alex said they didn't experience much prejudice growing up due to their neighborhood. It was Indian, Hispanic, Native American, which I am. You name it, he said. Our first bass player was black. Their biracial identity never became a topic of conversation, even after they became world famous. That's something. Yeah, that's something you never. People really didn't. I mean, they would say, "Hey, they're from Holland. They're Dutch," but all those years, people never made a big deal about them, about where they came from. That's something that Edward, in interviews, that's something they always felt strongly about, is where they came from, their parents, their father, their mom, their upbringing. That's something in interviews, they would really, try to get across. And in this book, it looks like a big part of this book is going to be, their upbringing, where they came from. Let's see. As outsider kids, they knew the power as well as the pain of passing. If you don't mention it, I'm not going to say anything, Alex said with an ironic laugh. That's the way it works. At home, the brothers had firm roles within the family, with Alex playing the tough protector to sensitive Ed. Due to his role as the elder, Alex had a closer relationship with their father. Sometimes that both irked Ed and brought out his competitive side. Ed also felt considered to be his mother, whose strict standards caused her to judge her younger son harshly at times. Often, writes Alex, Ed felt like a nobody in her eyes, though he knew she loved him deeply. Their mother pushed both kids hard to study music, but from the classical world. Yeah, that's something that Edward would say in interviews too, is that they had strict piano lessons, and they had, very strict teachers, and that's something their mother really wanted them to focus on. And that's something Eddie said, for years. Edward would say in interviews, hey, if I wasn't Eddie Van, if I wasn't, playing in this band, who knows what I'd be doing? Like it really didn't, like that's all he knew how to do was play guitar, make music. Edward would say that in interviews all the time. It's like, this is what we do. This is what we like to do. It's what we do. This is it. This is our life. And that really, it really was. And that's, just imagine to be able to do something that you love. And it from the sounds of these articles, it really sounds like Edward just had just extreme anxiety, like all the time, and having to live up to be Eddie Van Halen, Okay, let's see. What's up? What's up, you guys? Let me see. What's up, Sean Sprang? Bay Rich, hopefully you can update us after you attend the event this week. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, dude, no, I'll be bringing you guys live from the events. Whether we can film inside, that's another story. But from outside, from, whatever, Thursday, all day Friday, we'll be in LA all day Friday, and actually we may be bringing you guys some cool exclusive stuff then. Well, we will be. Anyway. What's up, Jess? Hi. The only way to listen to Brothers is downloading it. There will be an audiobook version of it, and that will have the brand new unreleased, unfinished track, which actually we just heard more of a sample of, literally, when we started the program 20 minutes ago. Alex just released more of the track. There's more guitar soloing in there. I think it's the same song. I'm assuming it is. Although it could be another one. From what I'm hearing, Alex has unreleased music on his phone. So, Bay Area Rich, channel member, cool, man. Thank you again so much for that guitar, man. We did a review yesterday for the Firefly. Thank you again for that. And hello, everyone. Enjoying some lunch, listening. Jed, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten anything today, man. I'm starving. I'm gonna go hit up a Starbucks after this. Okay, where are we? Let's keep going. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, you guys. Tell me we'll have 8 thumbs ups. Smash that thumbs up. It says we got about 65 watching live right now. Thank you guys so much. Okay, where are we? I might have to skip around a little bit here. Okay, I think we read a lot of that. For some striving reason, the family always referenced to Ed as Edward, a name he used on all the band's album credits. He could not stand to be called Eddie, Alex says. And that's the thing is, That's the wait a minute. Bay Area Rich, you're gifting channel memberships. Dude, thank you so much, man. Gifted 5 Johnny Bean memberships. I know people hate this thing, but hey, that deserves applause. Thank you so much. You're gifting memberships to people. Alex Radford became a sponsor. 96 Below just became a sponsor. William De Silva just became a sponsor. Ron Beal just became a sponsor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Thank you. Bay Area Rich, thank you so much for that, man. Bay Area Rich, thank you for all your support, man. It was great meeting you. Actually, I met you a week ago today at Guitar Center. And you guys, check out that video. We had a great time hanging out. I walk up to Guitar Center, and this guy comes walking up to me. He's wearing a Johnny Bean TV shirt. By the way, thank you so much. I got the alert. Somebody just bought like 3 T-shirts the other day. Thank you guys for thank you so much for your support. It was fun hanging out, dude. It was, and we'll definitely do that again. You know. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is Eddie? The people that were the closest to him always called him Edward. Always. And there's a lot of people that I've gotten to know over the years, doing what I do, and people that know Edward. And when they always talk about him, they always say Edward. Always. That's how you can kind of know when when they're not full of BS, Like when I get so many people contacting me, I got people that grew up with the brothers, people that have worked for the band I'm friends with, and whenever they people call me, I got a phone number on the screen here. I get people call me all the time. And when I get calls a lot of times, and if somebody's like, yeah, I knew Eddie, I knew him, it's like, but when they're like Edward, that's when it's, you can tell, like I've got a friend that actually was in a band with them when they were kids. He always refers to him as Edward. Always. The family was poor, forcing their dad to take several jobs, including a factory where the teenage Alex also worked. There, he instantly noticed class and race distinctions. There wasn't a single Caucasian person working there, he said. The portrait Alex paints of his family is loving but rough and tumble, with the men sometimes reacting to each other violently. Still, Alex betrays not a trace of bitterness about even their toughest interactions in their worship of their dad. The brothers, basically, the brothers, they started drinking from an early age. Edward always told the story about, his dad, gave him his first, cigarette and his first drink when he was like a kid. We were pros by the time we were 13, Alex said. So he's talking about pros of drinking when they were 13. Great photo of Edward there from Diver Down era. And here's some trivia for you guys. See, I know my Van Halen. That's one of the reasons I do these shows, is because I know all this stuff. This guitar right here, this is the Frankenstein. This neck here, this actually said Kramer right here. And for whatever reason, maybe things weren't finalized, he removed the decal. But there are photos. I have photos of him playing the Frankenstein with the Strat neck where it does say Kramer on it. I've seen them. I have them. The low status of their parents held in society fired a righteous response in the sons to make it big at all costs. Fired by the music they worshipped, primarily by Cream, Clapton, and Led Zeppelin. they would play from the moment they woke up until the moment they went to sleep, Alex said. Given their unwavering work ethic and the mega success it yielded, the Van Halen story represents the ultimate expression of the immigrant dream. For the reason Alex said he finds the current political targeting of immigrants offensive. Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm Native American, and most people don't even know. Most people don't even know that, but that's something, since I've been doing my shows and stuff, I talk more about, and I've had some people attack me for that, and it's insanity. It's not, I don't know, the internet is a weird place. Let me just tell you that. Okay, as teenagers, the brothers formed Van Halen along with the bassist Michael Anthony, which we actually have our channel ID right here, Michael Anthony.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching Exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Bean TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Thank you so much, Michael Anthony. Let's see. And singer David Lee Roth. Immediately, nagging differences arose between their music-obsessed brothers and their frontman, who was more drawn to the showy role of entertainer. By the way, Roth has been dropping stuff on the internet past couple days. This morning, he actually dropped like a country-ish version, like snippet of Jamie's Crying. Did you guys hear that? Though Roth's clownish behavior often made the brothers cringe, they recognized its commercial power, and so went along with it. In the book, Alex often disparages Roth's vocal abilities, saying he could not keep time or sometimes sing on key. When they recorded the first album in 1978, their producer, the legendary Ted Templeman, who's actually from here, where I am, Santa Cruz, wanted to fire Roth and replace him with Sammy Hagar. The latter wound up joining Van Halen after Roth quit in 1985. That sparked one of the many battles the brothers had with Templeman. He was looking for the Doobie Brothers, Alex said. He wanted to be more Led Zeppelin 2. We wanted to be more Led Zeppelin 2. We wanted to improvise. He wanted us to sound just like his haircut, real tight. That's interesting. Yeah. And see, that's what I think we're going to get, a lot of in this book. Somebody either dropped a comment on one of my videos, or they mentioned me, I'm I'm everywhere on the internet. I'm on, everywhere there is, you can find me, you guys. And so I get comments just all day, every day. And somebody had dropped a comment somewhere to me saying, I don't think we're going to get anything we don't know in this book. And I commented back, I'm like, dude, are you kidding? This book, we're going to get, as diehard fans, we're going to get more from this book, than I think anything else that's come out. I mean, Alex Van Halen, please. We're going to get so much. We're going to get so much stuff from this. It's going to be incredible. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to reading the book, listening to the book, the song, which Brian, yeah, okay, yeah, the full song is out. Listen to the entire thing. That's what I was going to say, though, is regarding Ted Templeman and the arguments with the brothers and how they want the band to go. And a producer is very important. Van Halen would not have had the success they had without people like Ted Templeman, Don Landy, those people, around them in the studio. Because, and I've said this a million times, where is this? You can take one of these. You can take a microphone, okay? You can take one of these things. And even just the placement of a mic in front of in front of a cabinet makes the biggest difference. I mean, we can, take that with this. This is a vocal mic, right? I'm doing a podcast right now. So say, you guys can hear me now, but if I'm over here, totally different sound, right? Doesn't sound the same, right? Eddie's guitar would not have sounded the way it sounded on album if it wasn't for Don Landy, if it wasn't for Templeman. So those guys played a major role in the success of Van Halen, really. Those albums. And that's what a lot, if you're not a musician, you might not be aware of that stuff. But so what I'm trying to say, though, anyway, is Templeman played a huge role in the band's success. And even if they're having disagreements with the producer, you really want to. Well, I used to live with a major producer, Desmond Child, and we would work in the studio, and he actually used to tell me stories about Van Halen because he worked with Van Halen. He would tell me stories about Edward in the studio. When I would be recording guitar tracks, he would say, "Well, hey, Eddie used to do this," or would tell me this, and get me inspired and pumped up. And, oh yeah, okay, I'm ready. That's what it's all about. That's what a lot of that. Whether you're a musician, an artist, just art in general. Whatever you do, to be inspired to do. To do what it is. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, where are we? Are we here? Okay. From their debut album, they had to fight to push through Ed's solo song, Eruption, a 1 minute, 40-second revelation that fired a revolution in guitar technique. Yeah, Eruption wouldn't have been what it was if it wasn't for the recording. I mean, yeah, anybody could have recorded. Anybody could have recorded. I mean, look at Gene Simmons from Kiss. Gene Simmons, he produced Van Halen demos before they worked with Templeman. Before they were signed to Warner Brothers. Gene Simmons was trying to be their producer and all that. He flew them to New York, which, by the way, Alex Van Halen is signing right now. Hey, Scott, I see you in the chat. I see you guys. Anyway, Gene Simmons produced some early Van Halen demos. You guys can hear them. And some of the same tracks, some of the same songs. And do they sound the same? No. I mean, it's still Van Halen, but it's Van Halen, but it's not Van Halen. Do you know what I mean? A-B, the tracks, Anyway, a producer's very important. And then later on, a lot of bands, they go to produce themselves, and if that particular band has the experience to do that, but it doesn't always work. Brock. Here, we're seeing some comments here real quick. Let's check. Let's see. Brock is saying, I get the feeling Gene Simmons would have just sit in a chair eating grapes, saying yes, no, or do it again. Yep, agreed. Van Halen or Van Halen. The Gene Simmons Van Halen? It was Van Halen. The Ted Templeman Van Halen was Van Halen. Major, major difference in those recordings. If you guys listen to them, if you listen, I mean, it's obvious. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is Van Halen, a lot of their success, you know, if things didn't happen the way they did, if Roth left in 85 and anybody else had joined the band to sing, have they gone on and had the success and throughout the 90s, throughout the grunge era when music totally changed? No. Sammy Hagar really did save that band, and a lot of people don't want to believe that. But if Sammy wasn't there at the time, if it wasn't what it was after, 5150, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But I really believe, well, again, those that were there may tell a different story. Brock, I think Ted was the fifth member. Yeah, like the Beatles, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And who did they have? I can't even think. Ed, Mike, Al, Dave, Ted. Let's see. Is it Redbird? Mick Jones, while producing 50/50, insisted they needed one more song to complete the album, and we got Dreams. Awesome. And Dreams, George Martin. Thank you, Redbird. Thank you, Sean. Dreams is Sammy's greatest vocal performance ever. I mean, yeah. And again, Mick Jones, Foreigner, just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, Mick Jones wasn't there. Sammy sounded good singing Hot Blooded. Did you guys see that? Sammy Hagar, man. I mean, say what you will if you're a diehard Roth Van Halen fan. If in 1985, when Roth left, if that was, I mean, I'll admit I became a fan really when 5150 came out. I was too young. I'm 10 to 15 years younger than most hardcore Van Halen fans. So I totally understand if Roth left, Hagar joined, that guy, it wasn't the same. And from the sounds of what we're reading, with Alex, it sounds like the band ended in 1985. According to Alex. I mean, Carlos, I see you. Carlos is saying Sammy ruined Van Halen. What? Maybe he ruined Van Halen for you. For me, that was my era. 5150 album, that's when I became a fan. And don't get me wrong, I bought 5150 in 1986, and then I bought Van Halen 1. So I grew up on both albums. I dug back. I would buy each record when I could afford them. To me, it was always everything. To me, there was like a current Van Halen and like an older version of Van Halen. To me, anyway. But to me, it was always about Edward. It was always about Edward Van Halen to me. No matter what. Even Van Halen 3. Even Van Halen 3. Okay, let's keep going. Wait, I'm seeing some comments here, though. Hang on one sec. Would Alex admit in this book that they mistreated Michael Anthony? And will Alex also admit that hiring Gary Sharon and letting Mike post-produce Van Halen 3 was a bad mistake? From what I understand, I don't think Alex even we'll see. As far as this book, from what it sounds like, this book basically goes from their very, very beginnings up until 1985. It sounds like it doesn't go anywhere past that. From what I understand, as far as Mike Post, and by the way, it's funny because Mike Post wrote one of my favorite songs as a kid, believe it or not. The Greatest American Hero. I grew up loving that song. That's Mike Post. From what I understand, I don't think Alex even likes Van Halen 3. And Mike Post gave that interview saying I don't think Alex was even there. Rockford Files, yeah. Yeah. Van Halen 3 is basically an Edward Van Halen solo record. Eddie played everything on that album. Everything. You know? I think Eddie even played drums on that album. And I think the Van Halen 3 not being the success, that they had in the past, I think that was a major disappointment for Edward. Yeah. Zuma, what's up, dude? Dude, I'm going to see you soon. Thank you, Phil. George Martin. George Martin and the Beatles. How could I forget that? Well, I'm not doing exclusively Beatles right now. This is exclusively Van Halen. Imagine if George Martin had worked with Van Halen. George Martin did work with the Police. He was responsible for some of their huge success. Okay, let's keep reading. We got 93 watching right now. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Let's see. Luckily for them, their albums went from strength to strength, sales-wise. But internally, things were coming apart. In the book, Alex barely mentions bassist Anthony. When he does, he praises him more for his backup singing than his main instrument. Though Alex calls Anthony a lovely guy, he just wasn't part of the equation, he said. Roth's hogging of the spotlight and insistence on emphasizing the razzle-dazzle over the sound drove the brothers mad. Wow, I'm just skipping ahead here a little bit. Moorhead felt hemmed in by Templeman's discouragement of his solos and his questioning of even songs like Jump, a #1 smash that Alex says neither their producer nor Roth thought worthy of recording. Edward actually played a keyboard demo of Jump to my cousin, Jazz Obrecht. Jazz used to write for Guitar Player magazine, and Jazz interviewed Edward many times over the years. I believe Edward's first cover story, Guitar Player April 80. My cousin is the one that interviewed him, Jazz Obrecht. I have the magazine here. Jazz actually sent it to me. This one. This is a brand new, actually Jazz, I'll cover it up. Anyway, My cousin Jazz. Cheers, cuz. Jazz Obrecht. See? Right there. He sent me a nice mint... comic book voice guy, mint condition magazine that he had stashed away. Phil is saying Sammy saved Van Halen. Sammy also made Alex a ton of money, and I think these sour grapes he has presented lately is terrible for the Van Halen legacy. Well, who? Sammy or Alex? Sammy did save Van Halen. Like I said, the Edward and Alex, they wanted to make an all-star record before Sammy joined, having a different singer on each song, you know? And it sounded, from the sounds of it to me, actually, when we just heard about Ozzy Osbourne, how the Van Halens had a meeting with Sharon and Ozzy about him working, it didn't sound like they wanted Ozzy to join Van Halen. It sounded like they just wanted him, they wanted just to make a record and have him sing. You know? And then we're hearing now that Alex, and I know it says my internet's kind of weird, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully I'm still here. Let me know in the comments if the stream is cool, you guys. You know, it from what we're hearing is Alex wants to work on unreleased material. He wants to finish stuff up, possibly using AI to analyze his brother's guitar playing. Thank you, Redbird. Thank you. And he wants to get Robert Plant to sing on the songs. So, and of course, this would just be, you know, recordings. There would be no touring. There would be no any of that. So, Michael Christopher, hey dude, you guys, this is a cool dude right here. Michael Christopher, dude, you got to come back on the show, man. Michael, look at this. I'm in a brand new studio now, man. I can do shows anytime I want, day or night. It's great. In the book's acknowledgments, Alex doesn't even thank Michael Anthony. I think it's incredibly telling, especially given who he does thank. John McEnroe, yes. Michael Anthony, no. John McEnroe's, he used to be in the old Kramer ads with the John McEnroe. Actually, he plays left-handed, and Kramer would make him guitars, and there were the ads, the old Kramer ads with McEnroe, Vetus, and Edward, and actually it was McEnroe's wife, right? Patti Smythe. Edward performed with them on stage at least a few times over the years. Well, 1 year, 1985. And I think, I think maybe we'll hear more of that in this book. More about that. But again, up until, well, that was after Roth left, so maybe not. Yeah, Patti Smythe. Scandal, yeah. Mr. Duds. Scott says, I think Sammy's book really ruined any goodwill. Let me see. Michael Christopher. Let's see. This is good for hardcore Van Halen fans with unique insight from Alex. The only issue I have is how short it is. But to hear his perspective is priceless. Yeah. That's what I was. I think I was kind of saying that earlier. Zuma, what's up, man? Sammy's book was a bridge burner. It is the reason Al won't talk to Sammy. That's too bad, man. McEnroe and Patty were also at the Cafe Wah gig. Yeah, I remember seeing photos from that. The on-the-go studio. Yeah, we're actually on wheels. I'm actually on the back of a truck right now, and we're actually traveling down the freeway. No. Eventually, yeah. Yeah, come by and talk. Yeah, Brothers was released. It's being released tomorrow, right? Is that the deal? When's it being released, you guys? I know he's doing the signing. He's actually signing right now. We're probably into the first of probably 2 or 3 hours that they're going to do at Barnes & Noble in New York right now. Redbird says Michael Anthony's voice is an underrated contribution to Van Halen. Van Halen would not have been Van Halen if it wasn't for Michael Anthony. If it wasn't for Michael's voice, you know, his bass playing, his style, everything. I mean, Van Halen, every member in that band was a key member. Anytime you change a member, the dynamic totally changes. And they got very... Did they get lucky with Sammy Hagar? Well, I mean, Sammy Hagar, was a pro, is a pro, still is. Still out there. Did they get lucky with him? I don't think they got... Well, I don't know if they got... there is some luck, but also they're professionals, and they just... What they created, with Sammy, to continue on to have that success, to get even... They got bigger commercially with Sammy. Everybody knows that. Van Halen could have easily, gone away after Roth left. Like I said, if any other singer had stepped in there, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been, dun, 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 dun. Why can't this be love? Say what you will. If you like it, hate it. I love it. I love that stuff. If it wasn't for that, to continue on, when grunge hit, when all those other hair metal, not that Van Halen was hair metal, but Van Halen really inspired all those other bands at the time in the 80s. And when grunge hit, thank you, Barry Rich. Dude, thank you so much, man. Thank you again. Thank you for all your support, man. Barry Rich. Thank you, man. I'll see you soon, man. Let me just say, if it wasn't for Sammy Hagar, Van Halen wouldn't have continued on throughout the later part of the 80s, throughout the 90s, when grunge, hit, when the music scene changed. And see, that's what I believe happened with Van Halen 3. They, had another singer, and at that time when Van Halen, I was living at Desmond Child's house when this happened. I remember sitting in Desmond's kitchen. He had a cook, and she was making me breakfast. This was one morning. And I remember reading the newspaper, and it's a huge ad. This is 1998. Huge ads for NSYNC, Britney Spears, for those type of bands. And when I saw that, I thought, that's what's going to be the next big thing now. And for Van Halen to drop an album, especially with a new singer at the time, Mitch Malloy released a song called It's the Right Time or something. Unfortunately, I don't think it was the right time for that album. Looking back now, 20-something years later, do Van Halen fans look at that record differently? I've always looked at it as how, to me, it's always been Edward's solo album. To me. Ryan, channel member, say Van Halen 3 should have just been an Eddie solo record. I think it was. I love it. Still love it. But again, when you change members, their producer, Mike Post, he was really known for like television themes, Which is funny because Mike Post is known for doing TV themes, which back in the 80s were much longer than they are now. Like TV themes now, are like TV intros are so short nowadays. Remember back in the 70s and the 80s, you get these freaking 2-minute television intros, which you would never see nowadays. Now there's no TV intro. It's just like there's a card for the show. It's like, oh, there's a show, and we're on. But it's funny how Mike Post is known for doing TV, theme songs that are super short, and Van Halen 3 he works on, and the songs are like super long, longer and long, like way long. Van Halen 3 needs a remix, Phil is saying. I don't think just a remix. I think a remaster. Actually, there were some guys on the internet. They actually did like their own version of like they cut down a bunch of the songs. Not meaning like they were like they actually trimmed, they edited a bunch of the tracks, which is what that's what Van Halen 3 really didn't have. There wasn't. Let me just say again. With David Lee Roth and Ted Templeman, you get that classic 6-pack or whatever, and those albums, they're perfect. With the Sammy Hagar, Van Hagar albums, and Ted Templeman, but, mainly with Sammy Hagar, you can tell when the dynamic has changed and it's not the same. It might be some of the same people, Edward was the spark plug for all those songs. He was the one in the studio in 5150 all day, writing, coming up with parts, riffs, they wrote so much stuff. And all the Van Halen albums that we got it's not even a fraction of the music Edward and Alex created together. There's so much more music there. But are they finished songs? No. That's why this one track that just came out today, unfinished. That's why it's called Unfinished. Mike Post still gets a big check from that Law and Order theme. Is that the dun 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 dun? That one? Yeah, I'll tell you, Mike Post, he wrote one of my favorites. And actually, it's hilarious, man, because a year ago at the NAMM show, by the way, speaking of NAMM, we got 100 people watching right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be at the NAMM show. I'm actually there as media now. NAMM invites me. So I'll be there January 21st, 2025. That's the big musical instrument convention. I'll be there. Bringing you exclusive coverage right here. Right here. Anyway, I ran into Leland Sklar. Actually, right here.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and you are watching Johnny Bean TV. It doesn't get better. Take my word for it.
Thank you, Leland. He actually played bass. He did a lot of sessions with Mike Post. He played on Believe It or Not, one of my favorite songs, Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going, you guys. I like to try to keep these shows under an hour. We're already at an hour. Let's keep going here a little bit. Let's see. Okay, we read that. Okay, I'll just kind of skim over some of this. Roth's hogging of the spotlight and the instance emphasizing the razzle-dazzle of the sound drove the brothers mad, embracing by what they saw as his jealousy for Ed's status as the creative colossus. More Ed felt hemmed in by... okay, we read all this. Let's see. Okay, so they questioned why even record a song like Jump, which became number one. Alex says neither their producer nor Roth thought worthy of recording. Okay. There was also tension within each brother between their own tastes, which leaned towards uncompromising. Okay, so you got the progressive stuff that Edward listened to. Let's see. Things came to a head after Ed recorded his iconic solo on Michael Jackson's Beat It without telling the others. What the fuck are you doing playing on that record? Alex recalled as his response. Do you realize you only have so many great solos in you? Don't give one to Michael Jackson. So all these years later, Alex is still furious that Edward contributed to Michael Jackson's Beat It. And I think the solo on Beat It is one of Ed's greatest solos. The tone, I mean, the licks. I mean, it showcases like what really, you know, what he was best at as far as the guitar stuff. According to Alex, Roth used Ed stepping out as an excuse to leave the band. Given how popular the singer had become through their videos, that embarrassed the brothers. It looked like he would have a great career in film and TV as well as music, but it didn't work out that way. He was delusional, said the drummer. He was not an actor. That's, of course, the Van Halen music video for Jump. Even so, Alex said, the spiritual part of the band died when Dave left. That's why he ended the book in 1985. Though the band went on to have mega success with Sammy Hagar, he later wrote a scathing book about his time with them. Reacting to Hagar's complaints, Alex said, "Are you really that jealous of Ed? Are you really that scared of him? That's how people act when they try to diminish somebody." When Ed died, so did Van Halen. Though Alex hopes to find a vehicle for some unreleased music by his brother. His quest provides a useful distraction from his grief. As an extra problem he had in processing it comes from the anger he feels towards his brother for not taking his cancer seriously enough. When Ed was first diagnosed with tongue cancer back in 2000, rather than going to an oncologist, he went to an oral surgeon who used a blade that could fell a tree to cut part of his tongue out. Alex said, "Ed, what the fuck are you thinking?" His brother's particular reaction to intoxicants, Alex believes, had something to do with his feeling of invincibility. He could do more drugs than anybody and still be in top shape the next day, Alex said. But the very thing that allows you to live that way makes you think, I'm immune from that. In 2020, Edward Van Halen died at the age of 65. He was 1 year younger than his dad when he succumbed to alcoholism. That says it all right there, Alex said. Ed had to prove something. Maybe he knew something we didn't, Alex said. Maybe he was just passing through. Ed was an angel in human form. In the end, that's what Alex most urgently wants people to know about his brother. It's also what he holds most dear in order to cope along with his belief that Ed lives on in some form, as do their mother and father. The last person alive has the entire family in him, he said. I don't know if our minuscule brains are capable of seeing it, but they're there. And I am definitely on the lookout. Brothers is out on October 22nd, which is tomorrow, by HarperCollins. There you go, that's the end. Very interesting. That was another great article. I mean, we've gotten some amazing stuff this past week, and looking forward to people that are at the event. Right now, literally, we're over an hour into the signing in New York. So anybody, if you're there at the signing, drop a comment. And then I'll be at the there'll be a signing tomorrow in New Jersey, and I will be at the event Live Talks Los Angeles this Thursday. Alex Van Halen will be speaking with Ariel Levy. She helped write the book Brothers. So I'm looking forward to that. Scott says, I'm going to listen to tomorrow at work. LOL. You know what would be a good movie? The guy that won the legendary and iconic MTV Lost Weekend contest. Wait a minute. You mean, where are we? I got so many clips here. You mean this guy right here? Can I get that right?
This is Kurt Jeffries from Lost Weekend with Van Halen. And you're listening to Johnny Bean Radio. Yeah, radio. Whatever. My mind's...
There we go. I know him. Kurt Jeffries. Yeah, that guy, man. Yeah, imagine what he saw, man. Incredible. Okay, couple more comments here, and then I'll let you guys go. We got 100 watching right now, you guys. Thank you so much. Smash that follow button. Smash that thumbs up. Again, if you like your Van Halen, this is the place you want to be right here. I mean, look at this. A friend of mine sent me this shirt. This is like a custom-made shirt. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Okay, what else? Anyway, we're getting some interesting stuff this week. I enjoyed this. I learned some stuff from this one. The Rolling Stone one. Right? Was there a Rolling Stone? I can't even remember, you guys. I do almost daily shows now, and I can't. No, I don't have any of the other cards here. I had to delete them to have like the recent, like that's today's right there, The Guardian. Anyway, check out some other videos on the channel here, you guys. Love talking Van Halen. So Keith H is saying, so we might get some music after all. I think we will. New unreleased music. I definitely, from the sounds of it, I think we will get some new tracks via Alex Van Halen. It sounds like he really, wants to work on the stuff and get some stuff out there. So, but who's going to be singing? That's the question. And from what we're hearing, he would want Robert Plant. So Robert Plant singing on unreleased Van Halen tracks. That'd be interesting. That brings it full circle. I mean, Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin. That was, they were huge fans growing up of Zeppelin. The drum sound on For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge is John Bonham. The John Bonham sound. They had Andy Johns working on that stuff. Incredible. Incredible stuff, you guys. So, okay, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before we split, let me say thank you again to our channel members. Thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows. And thank you to Bay Area Rich for gifting some channel memberships today. He gifted some memberships earlier in the show. So congratulations. Charles Kelly, channel member. Hey, thank you. Hey, dude. Thank you, man. Janice, channel. We got so many channel members. It's awesome. You guys are great. By the way, if you're watching this and you're like, why are those people's names in green in the chat? They're channel members. So they basically help support the channel, support these shows. It's not free doing these shows, no matter what, people say. It's not. I put so much, time and money, everything into doing these shows. And I hope it shows. Ian, he says Billy Squier. Billy Squier? Oh, to sing on unreleased Van Halens? That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's funny. When I was working with Desmond Child years ago, we showcased for Bill Coyne, who actually passed on Van Halen back in the day. That was Kiss's manager. Bill Coyne. And I remember playing on stage. This was in Miami at a small club. Bill Coyne sitting right in front of me. And I remember thinking, wow, that's the guy that passed on Van Halen. I wonder if he'll pass on us too. Although I think we passed on him, actually. I don't think we, from what I remember, I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, the reason he passed on Van Halen was because he had just signed a band called Piper. This was in the 70s, late 70s, and that band featured Billy Squier. Then you guys know Billy Squier went on to do solo stuff, and you guys all know that stuff. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you guys on the next episode. When will that be? Technically, I've got a scheduled show tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively, another episode of Exclusively Van Halen, where we kind of recap, some of the stuff. And I'll have somebody else on here with me. So it's kind of like we have a discussion, a back and forth. But like I said, any breaking news, I'll bring it to you guys right here. So smash that bell icon. Like if you look at this graphic right here, see how it says subscribe? See the cursor clicks on subscribe and then it clicks on a bell? Does it? Oh, no, it doesn't do it. Oh, well. Anyway, what you can do is you can click on the bell once you subscribe to the channel. You click on the bell here on YouTube, and that'll basically tell you when I go live instantly, like on your phone. Like it'll pop up and say, Johnny's live. So, yeah, I remember Bill Coyne. I remember the one thing he told us, our band, was that you guys have too many water bottles on stage. You guys need more beer bottles on stage. That's what he told us. And we're thinking, nah. Scott, I heard Paul Stanley told him not to because Gene would stray. Oh, sign Van Halen? I think Simmons wanted the Van Halens. I mean, Edward and Alex actually recorded on some of his demos. We've heard those. Very cool, you guys. But hey, you guys, thank you again for your support. Thank you for watching. You guys, drop your comments below. What do you think of this stuff? Crazy stuff, man. And, Alex Van Halen will be signing in New Jersey. I think it's tomorrow. So I'll bring you guys... more from that. Actually, should we just kind of look on Facebook? Has anybody... I'm sure somebody has to have posted a photo. There has to be a photo. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, there's photos. All right, there he is walking in. There he is. Right there. Alex Van Halen. That's That was literally probably an hour ago. There he is. Walking in. So, New York. And it sounds like... Oh, yeah, it looks like people are getting photos with him. Let's see. This is Scott? Scott Weaver. He just updated his... this is on Facebook. I guess we're Facebook friends. He just posted a photo with Alex. There he is. So people are posting photos with him. Okay, cool. Exclusively Van Halen. Oh, that's my group. Oh, okay. Oh, this is within my group. There's all the books. So he's sitting there signing books right now. There's the table. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that row of books there. And so there he is. Wow, very cool. Very cool. These are in the Eddie Van Halen group. Yeah. Oh, so it looks like people. It looks like they're getting to shake his hand. Looks like people are getting to shake his hand and stuff. He's signing books. There he is. So there's a signed book right there. Cool. There you go. Another photo from Facebook. Sorry, I'm just reading. I'm reading. I'm getting tagged all over Facebook right now. Yes, it'll be awesome! Exclamation point. Sorry, I'm just commenting back to somebody. Cool. Very cool. Wait a minute. Let's check Instagram real quick. Okay, that stuff was Facebook. Let me just do a quick search. Alex Van Halen. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, people are getting photos. Here's somebody. Ray plays music on Instagram. There we go. So people are getting photos with him. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. So they're getting to shake his hand. Wow. That's cool. Nice. That was 17 minutes ago. Racing with Sandro. Here's another guy. Got a photo. So it looks like people are getting photos with him. That's great, man. So that was all just within the past hour. Hour and a half. Very cool. All right, you guys. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Thank you again, channel members. Drop your comments below. What do you think? Can we get 20 comments below? All right. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Okay. And again, the track Brothers, the book Brothers comes out tomorrow, right? Van Halen, and then the full track is out now, unfinished. Let me see. You can download the full 6-minute version. Oh, here it is. Starts with a, should I listen to this? Should we listen to this, you guys? Oh, hang on. I got to plug my laptop in. It starts with like a classical guitar. Oh well. I don't want to sit here and here. Let me give you guys the link. You want to listen to this? Here it is. Here's the link right here. Click on this. That's the full 6-minute song, unfinished. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to listen to it right now. It's about 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay? Click on that. Listen to it. Drop your comments below. What do you think of this track? Drop comments below. Let me know. I will see you guys in the next show. Thank you so much for watching. You guys rock. Johnny Bean TV. All right. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys later. Johnny Bean TV. Bye-bye.
And then I'll give you mine, so come back around this way.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Mike. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm Johnny Bean. I met you last year. I talked to you on Google+.
Oh, yes. I remember you. Yeah.
I look like,
All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right.
He was at a Google Plus hangout.
I'm Johnny Bean.
Thank you again for watching, you guys. Click on another video on the screen here. Drop your comments below. Let me know, what do you think about Unfinished, the full 6-minute version? Drop your comments below, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Johnny Bean TV.